Morning Blitz begins now.
6:06 on a Thursday. Some call it the new Friday. Unless you have to work tomorrow, then it's pretty much just Thursday.
I call it Franklin County Fair Day with Lewis.
That is a good day. That is fun.
How fun is that? I saw John Crenshaw, our boss, was out yesterday.
He was sporting the Country 103.9 logo.
Yeah, they looked like they were having a good time.
They did.
Nice day for it. Today's going to
Absolutely.
be even cooler, dude. It's going to be a nice day.
High 79.
I was telling Thick when I came in, it felt good this morning. Like it didn't, a little chilly, I'm not going to lie, but at the same time, I'm like, man, there's no, I can breathe. There's no, humidity punching me in the face.
All the way down to 62.
Yeah. It's like damn near a frost warning.
You don't even need your triple layer deodorant for your appearance today.
No, probably could have gotten by with just the spray.
We found out Lewis does the spray at night and the solid in the morning.
Yes, absolutely.
You are at least double covered.
Can I tell you about another product that someone introduced me to?
Please.
Okay. I am a believer that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will do anything for a paycheck. Okay, but
So will Kelly "The Rock" Quinn.
One of my boxing trainers, George, has recently hit, I believe he turned 30 or 31. And he's into, male skincare now.
Okay.
So he introduced me to, The Rock has this line of stuff called Papa Tui.
If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
Now,
Howard, do we not have the Haktua girl doing the Papa Tui?
Right, it does feel like it would fit that vibe. But anyway, so George, my trainer, goes, I went to Target, I bought the whole line. So I'm like, all right, well, let me see what this is about. So I go and I look, and there are a couple things. I'm like, I'm not buying everything. But I bought two products that Dwayne is pimping right now.
What are they?
I absolutely love them. One is this little tube of stuff that has a metal ball on the end that you roll under your eyes that gets rid of the darkness under your eyes.
I need that. Can that go for women, too?
I don't know, but let me just tell you, it's awesome to use in the morning.
Is it, cold?
Yes.
Oh.
Straight up right after my shot of Tussin, that's what we reach for next. But it feels good. And the other thing he has is it's this, it's thick as hell when you put it on. It's hard to rub in. But it's this tattoo enhancement cream. And yesterday was National Tattoo Day. But I've started using this. Totally feels better. So I don't know. I can't speak for everything that Dwayne does. And it was reasonably priced. It was only I think the one tube was $7 and the other was $9 something.
So you're rolling Rock's ball on your eye?
I'm rolling Rock's ball on my eye.
And it's cold,
I'm
baby.
teabagging that.
I was going to say, isn't that called a teabag?
What do we know about, I've got your, puffiness, under eye puffiness that kind of lasts a little longer into the day than I like.
Clay, I'm not.
What do you do for that?
What? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know what you do after the day goes long.
What did Clay say?
Clay, I'm clean. I'm not checking the toilet paper after I wipe. I promise you I'm clean. Feeling fresh. Feeling good.
Oh, gosh.
100% of the people don't believe you with that, but that's fine. I guess let's say 99.9. I kind of believe you, but I don't know. I've got questions.
You know what I did yesterday? I mentally sat there yesterday, and I'm like, I'm not checking it. I'm like, I know what you want me to do, but I'm not going to do it.
What do you do? Turn away as you continue to grab toilet paper? And
yeah.
I
just don't need to.
You do it and drop it. There's no pulling it at.
I feel like this whole process is like the wind. You don't have to see it to know it's there.
You're crazy.
That is the first sign of, how you tell, not the first sign, but one of the signs of colon cancer.
It is
blood. So I really recommend that you do yourself a favor and start caring about your health.
I do care about my health. If something feels off, then you look. But if
is this weird to talk about during breakfast?
It totally is.
Gross.
Anybody want to get some breakfast burritos?
Yes, I do.
Or maybe we should just play Morning Blitz trivia. Use that waterbeds and such gift card.
Jeez.
Anyway, what do you got?
All right.
Listen, Mr. Fancy Pants with no colon cancer over there.
Right.
Checking the TP.
Checking regularly. 2 or 3 times a day.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Well, we have, once again, tickets for Avatar, the Ohio State Fair, Dirty Honey, and what?
Walrus said white by faith, not by sight.
If you're not
crazy, man.
If you're not itchy when you get up, you're good to go.
Dude, the itch doesn't set in for a while.
Right.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't set in at all, you did
You're
something right.
You're right about that.
So if an hour later I'm not going, why am I? No. If that's not happening, cool.
So does that happen often?
No.
Never?
No. I've been wiping since I was 5 or younger.
I want to tell you, we are really appealing to the little Blitzy
Right?
in me. The 6-year-old who loved poop talk.
Let me tell you. Besides, if I get colon cancer, I just told Rick this morning I might reduce my 25 and out plan to 20 and out. So
He has no idea how much his mind is going to change.
It's not. I play my cards right. I might get to 15 by the
When
end
you
of
hear
the year.
Lewis say 20 and out, it means he's got 20 more years left that he really wants to live.
Yeah.
Like he thinks he's got only 20 more
20,
good
20,
years left
20
in
to
him.
25, I'm out. Punching my card.
He was
one way or
he
the
was
other.
definitely going to check out at 65. Now he's saying 60. What if you're still alive?
Oh, I'll Thelma and Louise it. I will straight up
What?
in a blaze of glory. 25 and out. Blaze of glory if need be.
He's going to drive off
This
a
is
cliff.
really uncomfortable.
I know, but
like
dude.
you can't say that.
Why can't I?
Because
It's my life. Why do you have to why does everybody have to have a long life? If you feel like you've done enough, why can't it just be that? 25 and out. What's wrong with that? I'm
many things.
Not going to be a burden on anybody. Not going to be able.
You're a burden now.
Fair
I'm
point.
just kidding.
Fair point.
All right. Morning Blitz trivia, $25.
I love you, Lewis.
Fair point.
$25 to waterbeds and stuff. You're the first one to text in the correct answer at 99700. What did Elton John do in the middle of a French store?
Wipe.
Week before last. What did Elton John do in the middle of a French store? This is unbelievable. Text us at 99700. If you're the first one to tell us, you'll get the gift card.
6:26. Your morning blitz. Kelly Quinn over there. I'm Lewis. Thick Rick. We're all here. Thank you for being here too. That sounded like a greeting card. We're all here.
It did. Yeah.
We're always here when you need us.
Morning
Which
Blitz,
isn't true.
Morning Blitz trivia question. Last week at a French shoe store, what did Elton John do? Well, he did have his 2 sons with him. He was shopping at a shoe store in Nice, France, called Sugar Kicks, and he asked if they could use their bathroom. And the guy told him at the shoe store they didn't have any. You don't have a bathroom?
Sometimes they don't have it for customers.
I thought you had to.
No.
You don't have
You've
to.
never been into a store where they say no bathroom for customers? A lot of gas stations will do it if you're in a shady part of town.
Yeah, but you don't tell Elton John
Why?
that he can't use your restroom.
So the rules don't apply to Sir
They
Elton
do
John?
absolutely not. They do not apply to
He
him.
said, sir.
I wonder if he did. Don't you know who I am?
Actually, yes, he did.
Did he really?
No, he didn't say that because the shop owner didn't recognize him at first. And for some reason, the shop owner asked him what he did for a living, and he said, I'm Elton John. That's what he does for a living. He said, I'm Elton John.
I would have said, well, I'm James, and you still can't use the bathroom.
Well, now, he didn't say that because we wouldn't let him use the bathroom, but it's because he asked him what he did for a living. But Elton simply had his bodyguard with him, and he got a bottle from his bodyguard, took a few steps away from the other customers, and peed into that bottle right there in the shoe store.
That's a passive-aggressive move.
That's something I don't want to see.
He even got a little on the floor and had the bodyguard wipe it up with the towel.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If I'm your bodyguard, I'm here to take a bullet for you. I'll get in a fight for you. I'm not wiping up your bodily functions.
Yeah, if you're Elton John's bodyguard, I bet you are. He's probably paid very, very well.
No, I
Probably
don't care.
no big deal to him.
I don't care.
This just goes to show you that you kind of... okay, Elton John's 77 years old.
Right.
And I've noticed as I've aged, and I'm sure we've all noticed as you age, you have
No
less
shame.
concern about
shame.
what other people
Right.
think
No
about you.
shame. Right.
You have less concern about expressing your opinion or expressing your rage at not being able to use a restroom.
No shame.
And that is a rage move right there, that you're going to whip it out in a public store and pee in a bottle because the shop owner wouldn't let you use the restroom.
It's like the old man that road raged at me that I bought his Burger King.
Yeah. He didn't care.
The owner wasn't thrilled about it, but he said Elton was really cool otherwise. He bought several sneakers for his boys. He took a picture for the store, and, well, then this was weird. He shook hands with the owner.
Yeah, pass. Okay, I've got about I don't know what, would you say a third of my Sprite bottle left?
Yeah.
If I have to go to the bathroom, I'm just going to go right in this bottle later during the show. Is that okay?
No, it's not.
No, I have HR on speed dial, too.
Well, if it's good enough for Elton John, why is it good enough for me?
You're not Elton John.
Rick, I spilled a little. Can you wipe this up?
I mean, are you like memorializing the spot where he actually peed on the floor and like, here lies Elton John's pee? You know, so people know, hey, Elton John was here. His DNA's embedded in the floor.
Yeah, you know what's sick? There'd probably be somebody in with a roll of Bounty. Oh, if I could just get this up.
Yeah, sell it on
Super
eBay.
absorbent.
Katie Hicks of Newark was the first one to text in the correct answer. By the way, Katie, have safe travels. She is driving a semi-truck right now to Michigan. That's what she does every day. She drives a semi-truck to Michigan every day.
Yay!
So,
That's awesome. What's in that semi-truck?
I didn't
need
ask.
to know.
I
I
should
need
have
to know.
asked.
If you can safely text us at 99700, Katie, and let us know what's in
Yeah, what are
the
you
back
hauling?
of that semi.
Sean-
If you're going to Michigan, there's a big semi full of marijuana.
Sean said that perhaps he really had to go at 77. We can't always control when we need to go. I totally understand that.
Yeah, if it's an emergency and there's no bathroom, I mean, what do you do? That's better than just peeing all over the floor.
Hey,
And he walked away so
Sounds
nobody
like you
could
did
see.
both.
A little dribble.
Speaking of, I'm sorry, Mike from 7-Up, I'm drinking Sprite, but congratulations. Your beautiful wife, Jennifer Walker, and you are celebrating 10 years marriage.
Hey, that's awesome.
Congratulations, you guys. All right, Katie's got $25 to waterbeds and stuff.
It's the Morning Blitz.
And now it's time for I've Got Something.
Let's see if these dummies have anything worthwhile for us.
All right, Stick, Kelly, and Lewis on your Morning Blitz. Who's got something first?
Well, you're both looking at me, so I guess it's me.
It is you.
All right, a new lawn starter study ranked Columbus as the country's 16th best city for naked bike rides.
Oh.
Yeah, what an honor.
I've never done that.
I don't know what happened. We were
Why would you do it? I cannot figure
They
out
do
a
it.
reason to naked
It's
bike
the
ride.
nudists. It's just the nudists. We were
Maybe
15.
at the Doodah Parade, do people naked bike ride?
Oh, I don't know.
That seems like a Doodah.
That
feel
still
like-
go on?
I don't. Yeah.
I feel like it depends on the seat and the bike you're riding.
I
If
don't.
you're on a beach cruiser, it might be a little bit easier to do the naked bike ride. But if you're on a mountain bike, a 10-speed, or a road bike, that seat doesn't cater to being comfortable
Yeah,
if you're naked.
I don't care if it's a pillow. I'm not doing this. We were 15th last year. I don't know why we dropped this spot.
What makes
Well, because
us
you're not
rank-
doing it.
Well, here's where we landed in some of the metrics for the study. Average monthly Google searches for World Naked Bike Ride and Naked Bike Ride over the past 12 months. 22nd in the country, Columbus was. Number of bike meetups, we were 18th. Nudists per 100,000 residents, we were 116th. So we don't have that many. I mean, if you compare that to the rest of the country, Columbus was by far the best city for bear biking in the state, with Cleveland coming in at 279th, Cincinnati at 320. And here we are at 16.
How about us?
We're almost top 10. Let's strive to get there.
Number of hot days is another thing. We're 187th. The World Naked Bike Ride typically takes place here in late summer. It was on August 5th last year, but they haven't named what the exact date is. That always seems to be like they wait and you find out just like right before it happens.
Yeah,
Like,
they
it's
don't
like
even tell you where they're meeting up.
It's
like a
until,
flash mob?
Well, unless
Yeah.
you're like on some, I think, secret Facebook page
Yeah.
or something, and
All
then
right.
all of a sudden there it is.
I know what I got to do. I got to start riding the bike trails naked. That way, I don't get ready. I stay ready.
Are you afraid you're missing out, or are you trying to up our ranking, or?
A little bit of both. That way, if the flash mob happens, I'll be there.
All right.
Unless I'm at like Three Rivers or something and it's on a completely different trail. That would suck.
Okay, you're not allowed to be totally naked in public. That's indecent exposure. So, but if it's a bunch of people just having a blast riding their bikes for a naked bike ride, as a cop, aren't you like, I'll let it slide for sure?
I ain't pulling
I'll
any
let it
of them
slide.
over. I will look the other way, no problem.
Officer, that's the real deal going on down there. Eyes on the road. Ah.
All right, I got something.
What do you got?
Okay, if you are anything like me and you regularly wake up around 2 a.m. or so and you start obsessing about problems or potential problems or things that are not problems, but you have the ability to turn into problems in the middle of the night, your mind's racing, and you cannot go back to sleep.
Smoke a joint.
This happens to me all the time. There is actually a biological phenomenon that's happening. 2 parts of your brain, the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex. The amygdala is the fight or flight part. It's wide awake, and it stays awake all night so that you're ready to go if something happens. And it's responsible for creating the problems. The part that's responsible for helping you solve these problems is asleep. And that's the prefrontal cortex. It's largely asleep. It's largely deactivated. So your ability to solve any of these middle of the night problems or even think about them rationally is not there. It's not there. So if there's any possible way for you to be able to say, hey, you can't solve this, the part of your brain that can solve this for you is sound asleep. We need to think about this in the morning. If you can sort of calm yourself down that way and give yourself permission to go back to sleep, that's what's happening. It is an actual biological phenomenon keeping you awake at night.
No kidding.
No. So I thought that was kind of interesting. By the by, it doesn't work to calm yourself down. I've already tried, but maybe over time it will.
Huh.
Yeah. I've already tried to lay there at night and say, this is what's happening now. It's happening now. Yep, your amygdala is killing you, and there's nothing that's helping you. That's inactivated. That is activated to help.
I mean, I've woke up and started thinking about stuff, and you're laying there, and it's like,
just
okay, I really need to go back to sleep. And I will just put everything out of my head and just keep thinking over and over in my head, sleep, sleep, sleep.
I think that's a good way to do it.
And the next thing I know, my alarm's going off, and I wake up.
Yeah, I think it's a good way if you can distract your brain, because to me, if you just the anxiety builds and builds and builds, and then it's over. It's over. My night's over. I'm up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was an interesting scientific fact.
Yeah, that is super interesting. I'll keep that in mind the next time I'm up all night.
Yeah.
Which is frequent. All right, so I got something. Brian from Newark posted this on our text wall the other day. We were having the discussion about the tap room in Grove City. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I sure do.
The tap, quote-unquote, room. So Brian in Newark posted, I don't know the whole deal, but apparently in Florida, there are retirement villages that have a similar thing, except they have bandanas tied to their golf carts, and that is a signal.
Oh, that replaces the pineapple.
That is game on.
A whole documentary on Netflix about the villages.
Oh,
it's
really?
Wild. It's wild down there, people.
Oh, no kidding. I got to see this.
Yeah.
Do you
a lot of
remember what it's called?
thundersticking going on there.
It's, to be honest, it's kind of boring, but it is like a ton of people move down to the villages when they're in their retirement age. It's a wild thing, and it's a golf cart community, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on there. A lot of stuff.
I'm so happy my grandma, God rest her soul, never went into a home. I didn't need to deal with that.
Right?
Grandma, why is there a bandana tied on your golf court? No, Ethan.
You mind your own business, little Lewis.
Bingo. Literally. So, no, I just...
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting code. So anyway, that's what I had. So, yeah. Coming up, we will get into the fair. I'll be at the fair tonight. We'll give you a chance to win some fair tickets. So, fairs everywhere. Pop Evil on the Morning Blitz, 6:51. It's Stick, Kelly, and Lewis. And apparently it's not bandanas, it's loofahs that happen at the retirement communities and the villages.
They probably all have their own thing.
Is that what it is? Is it a different code?
I don't know.
What would your code? What would you use?
Fuzzy dice.
Fuzzy dice? You go with the dice?
Yeah.
What about you? We used to do
an eggplant. He uses
eggplant.
Eggplant.
Yeah.
We used to do stoplight parties at bars and stuff. So red, green, yellow. So like if you were red, it was stay away from me. I'm in a relationship. If it was yellow, you were testing the waters, and if it was green, it was like, let's go.
I like that. That's a good idea.
What about fishing lure?
That would work for you.
Yeah.
Oh, double entendre.
Right?
I love it. You're out there fishing. That's
Fishing
a good
and
one.
Fishing at the same time. No fishing tonight, though. I will be at the Franklin County Fair. I'm excited. Living that fair life tonight.
Dude.
Nice.
That's some old stomping grounds for me.
I feel like if you don't get something fried at the fair, you did it wrong. Is that,
absolutely.
Is that fact?
Yeah, I
Can
think
you say
so.
that with sincerity?
I remember we were at the
Eclipse?
The Eclipse, yeah, and that's the first time I had the deep fried Oreos.
You and your wife both.
Yeah, they weren't bad. Not bad.
Here's my favorite fair tradition is a corn dog and a frozen banana. Those two things are must-haves for me. I love a corn dog and I love a frozen banana.
Chocolate-covered frozen banana?
Yes, chocolate-covered with nuts.
I feel like the deep-fried Oreo was created because there was two guys in a fry truck, and the one guy was like,
he dropped it.
We ain't got nothing left to fry. What are we going to do? Hold on. I got this. I've been waiting for this moment my entire life. Hand me that pack of Oreos right there. And then he dumped it in, and that's what we got.
I feel like it's kind of a bet. Like, I bet we can get these people to eat anything. And pay for it.
Because if you can smell the grease as soon as you walk into the fairgrounds, you know they're doing it right.
It's a good fair.
And you're there, what, 5 to 7?
5 to 7 tonight.
Yeah, I did that last year. They didn't have the zipper. I was, I don't know if maybe that thing just isn't around anymore. But I don't know. Anybody ever see the zipper ride at the Ohio State Fair?
You wanted the zipper at the Eclipse thing that we did.
I kind of figured it wouldn't be there.
I don't know.
But
the must-do ride at the Ohio State Fair isn't really a ride for me. It's the giant slide. I absolutely love that flippin' giant slide. Channel 4 did a report a few years ago that it's one of the most dangerous rides at the fair.
The slide?
People are getting burned on there. People are breaking bones on there.
You get some air.
Yeah.
You get some
Head
air.
injuries, hand injuries, back injuries. But if you're not on that burlap sack or whatever the heck they give you, you will burn yourself if you have like bare legs. Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Well, and sometimes you get some air and then you come crashing down on your tailbone and it don't feel too good.
Dude, that is true. That is very true.
So you're talking about food. There's several new things the Ohio State Fair listed. I don't know. They're on some pickle kick. They've got pickle lemonade. They've got pickle pizza. They got mini pickle ice pops. Gummy pickles.
I love pickles, but not sweet pickles. Sweet pickles are gross. I like
Sweet
dill pickles.
Yeah.
Are these dill pickle things?
I'm guessing.
We don't know? Okay.
I don't know. They've got some unusual deviled egg flavors: espresso, maple bacon crunch, buffalo chicken,
Maple
dill
bacon
pickle.
crunch.
Yeah, maple bacon crunch deviled eggs.
Pass.
So, let's see. What do you got? Asian Cajun egg rolls.
Oh.
Caramel popcorn ice cream. That sounds good.
That sounds really good.
A cheesecake sundae.
Yum.
We got people saying they get the bourbon chicken and turkey legs and also the big Texas tenderloins.
All right. Maple bacon funnel cake.
That I could get into.
A funnel cake sundae.
Ooh.
So a funnel cake with ice cream dumped
and hot
on top
fudge. And do I get whipped cream? And oh my gosh. They got the Mexican street corn dog. Now, that I would definitely be into. Peanut butter s'mores funnel cake.
See,
Kelly's drooling now.
I think that sounds good, but I think that's like a bite and you can't do anymore. Because remember that I got the funnel cake when we did the Eclipse, and it was really rich. Or the red velvet.
Oh, yeah.
It was super rich.
Yum Yum chicken or shrimp tacos. Is that Yum Yum sauce?
I don't
Is
know.
that what we're talking about? And the Thanksgiving stuffed turkey leg.
Do you know what I love at the fair? Is it like a lemon whip? It's sort of like the ice cream frozen lemon.
I know what you're talking about.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm with
Oh,
you.
it's like, wait a minute. It's not lemon. It's pineapple.
Pineapple.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's like a pineapple whip. You guys, they're so good. And when you're done eating it, you sort of feel like you've gotten out of there healthy. It's fruit, isn't it?
Because let's be honest, there are not a lot of healthy options at the fair.
No,
and I don't go to the
whip.
fair for healthy options.
Right.
Is it a Dole pineapple whip? Is that what it is?
Oh, that sounds like, I think
Okay.
that's
I think
it.
you're
You
correct.
guys,
Yeah.
it's so refreshing
I
and
think that's it.
delicious.
I think
Oh,
that's it. Look,
highly
Kelly heading
recommend.
for the pineapple at
Yes.
the fair.
There we go.
Oh, that's right.
So,
All right.
I'll see you tonight at 5 to 7 at the Franklin County Fair if you're coming out there. We're
that'd be
right
very fun.
where I believe we're set up near the tractor pools. So, on the way into the tractor pools.
Yeah, you got to be close to the pig races.
I don't know. I'm not. I didn't.
Are there pig
Oh,
races
no,
at the
I'm thinking
Franklin
of the Ohio
County
State Fair. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I apologize.
We're getting confused with all the
Yeah.
different fairs.
Yeah, when I was out there last year, I was right by the grandstand where the tractor pull was.
I read tractor pull. That's where we. Okay.
All right. By the way, just so everybody knows, Saturday night, 7 o'clock, Franklin County Fair is the Demolition Derby. If you would like a 4-pack of tickets to the Ohio State Fair right now, just text the word FAIR to 99700. Text FAIR to 99700. Kelly, what number?
37.
Text number 37. You got the tickets.
All right, I'm listening.
3 things you need to know before you go.
Ohio Senator J.D. Vance introduced himself to the nation last night while accepting the Republican vice presidential nomination. Vance becomes the first Ohioan on the presidential ticket since 1944. He says he is ready for the task of fighting for the American people.
Now, I pledge to every American, no matter your party, I will give you everything I have to serve you and to make this country a place where every dream you have for yourself, your family, and your country will be possible once again.
Tonight, former President Trump will address the convention, speaking for the first time since the assassination attempt. Tonight, he will officially accept the party's nomination for president. A really sweet moment from day 3 of the RNC was when Donald Trump's 17-year-old granddaughter, Kai, spoke to the crowd.
I'm speaking today to share the side of my grandpa that people don't often see. To me, he's just a normal grandpa. He gives us candy and soda when our parents aren't looking. He always wants to know how we're doing in school. When I made the high honor roll, he printed it out to show his friends how proud he was of me.
She talked about the court cases and the assassination attempt against her grandpa.
A lot of people have put my grandpa through hell, and he's still standing.
And then she finished by saying that people have the wrong idea about him.
The media makes my grandpa seem like a different person, but I know him for who he is. He's very caring and loving. He truly wants the best for this country, and he will fight every single day to make America great again. Thank you very much.
Kai.
Yep. Kai Trump.
I'm Kai. K-A-I.
That's right. K-A-I. Never fear if you're more of the Democrat persuasion. I will absolutely be covering the DNC with full fervor. So don't worry, your turn is coming. It is, I think, the 3rd week in August.
Okay.
Something like that. President Biden has tested positive for COVID. He's said to have mild symptoms and is recovering at his home in Delaware. So where are we with the question of whether Biden will be replaced on the ballot? I mean, it was such a hot topic out there. And now, of course, the RNC is going on and you're not hearing much, at least in the public. Things have been a bit quiet. But behind the scenes, there are signs that Joe Biden is further losing his grip on his party support. In fact, top congressional leaders like Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries have decided to delay a procedural vote on Biden's nomination. They were going to kind of get everyone together and make sure everybody was in support of Joe Biden. They've decided they're going to put that off.
Does it matter?
That doesn't matter. It's just sort of an image thing.
Oh, okay.
Why are you putting this off? Is there not support enough? Now, he obviously will get the nomination if nothing's done. It's Joe Biden. But Chuck Schumer reportedly met with Joe Biden in Delaware and told him that the current election trajectory would cost the Democrats the Senate. It's like, if we keep going this way, we're going to lose the Senate. And now Representative Adam Schiff of California has called for Joe Biden to bow out. And he's been a real big supporter of Joe Biden. According to a new poll from the AP NORC Center for Public Affairs Research, 65% of Democrats think Biden should drop out. And those are your 3 things.
Your rock station, 99.7 The Blitz.
All right, so we have a chance for you to check out Avatar. If you did not know, they'll be at the Newport Wednesday, September 11th, part of the Blitz Fall Concert Series. And all you have to do is listen for 3 Days Grace. And that will play sometime between now and 8 o'clock.
Just Like You.
Just Like You by 3 Days Grace. When you hear it, that is your cue to call. What call are we taking?
Well, how about caller 63?
Caller 63, you just gave Thick Rick damn near a heart
passed out. I'm sorry.
63 when you hear 3 Days Grace.
I'm trying to get you to quit asking me, so maybe if I go the higher numbers, you'll start picking the numbers yourselves.
There you go.
Coming up with a different number every day is really taxing on me.
Is it so hard to
I'm not a numbers person. And you keep making me be one. 7:22 on the Morning Blitz with Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. Good morning.
Good morning.
Left me hanging there. Everybody did. Not even a courtesy good morning. So, I whipped up a smoothie in less than 2 minutes. slopped it all over the place, but whipped it up in less than 2 minutes nonetheless. I feel pretty good about that.
You're really smiling big there. You're so proud of yourself.
It must be.
I took it as a challenge. Rick was like, you got less than 3 minutes. I'm like, okay, game on. Anyway, it's the little things that get us through the morning. So, we've been saying for a while, I know Kelly's a fan of Britney Spears. She read the memoir. I've been saying forever that her Instagram is a cry for help because she's a 40-plus-year-old woman dancing around in her underwear that's clearly mentally unstable. And now she's got beef with the Osbournes, or they have beef with her.
Well, they don't really have beef. They just feel sad about her. They're worried about her too, but what they said pissed her off.
But again, if I told most guys 20 years ago, dude, Britney Spears is dancing around in her underwear on the internet, people are like, where? Right. I gotta watch that. Now they're like, oh, dude, get the girl some help.
Well, they have that Osbournes podcast, the whole family.
Right.
And they were on there, and somebody had written in and asked when Kelly was going to start making TikToks, dancing TikToks. And that led Ozzy to bring up Britney.
This is from The Tree Fella, and it says, when will we see Kelly do these TikTok dances on the podcast? Never.
You're not going to be a TikTok dancer?
No, I don't know how to do TikTok dances. I don't know where anybody would ever think that I would.
I'm fed up with seeing poor old Britney Spears on YouTube.
Dancing.
Every
Save Britney.
I know. I feel so sorry.
It's sad.
Poor little
very,
thing.
very sad.
Yeah. Very sad indeed.
It's heartbreaking.
It is.
Okay, so, I've heard everybody say that for several years now. We've been hearing people say that kind of stuff, right? So Britney didn't like it too much, and she took to Instagram and wrote, have you guys ever seen the movie Serendipity with Kate Beckinsale? Well, let me tell you, if you haven't, you definitely should. I adore her, especially because she's from London. I realized how incredibly cruel people were talking about her IG, saying she needs more age-appropriate content. She's in her 50s, and I thought it was pretty badass how she responded with a mini bow in her hair. I don't know what that's about. But she says, not as bad as some of my commenters saying it's sad that I'm as old as I am and I'm dancing every single day on my Instagram. Number one, I hardly ever dance. And number two, I'm not poor at all. And then she said, I'm going to go do a photo shoot with Kate and tell the Osbournes family, who is the most boring family known to mankind, to kindly F off.
It's not that you're dancing. It's, you just, I don't know. You know how you can just tell when the lights aren't all on?
It just seems very weird. Some of the time, the look in her eyes and the way she's doing it.
Yes.
It's just like bizarre.
That's what I'm saying. It's not that you're dancing. It's just there's some people you can just look at and go, I think they're all there. And it's cruel what her family's done to her. Like, Britney is not her own. It ain't all her fault. Let's put it that way.
Definitely not.
She's been the victim of some terrible family management, record label management,
and the drugs they had her on.
Right.
I think those have had an impact on her. How can you just take those kind of drugs every day for years and years and they don't have some sort of negative impact?
Yeah. Kelly, you love Brit. Where are you at with this?
The Osbournes thing made me mad.
Okay.
It did.
Yes, and the reason being is that Britney, at her best, they're going to crap on her because she's not them. They're not in the same orbit.
Right.
She's pop. She's TikTok dance. She's that kind of person. They're not. They're rock and roll. They're grungy. They're cool. They've got this thing going on over here where, they've made a very successful life for themselves. With a certain audience. And I feel like you're in a power position here, and it's such bad form to crap on a human being, especially when you think or know they've they have some mental health issues. Britney Spears can do whatever she wants online. Who cares? Why does it bother everybody? Just unfollow her if it bugs you so much.
But you took it as crapping on her?
Absolutely.
To say they thought it was sad and heartbreaking?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want, as a thinking human being who's active on TikTok, do you want to see some powerful rock and roll family talk about how you're pathetic or it's sad? What you're doing so sad. Like, that's offensive.
But they feel sorry for her.
Yeah, don't feel sorry for me. I would really take that. I took it the way Britney took it.
Okay.
You don't need to feel sorry for me. I'm over here doing my thing. If you don't like it or it makes you feel a certain way, quit watching it.
I get that, but at the same time, you watch it going, why hasn't anybody stepped in to help her?
Well, do you think the Osbournes maybe have some connections where if they really just wanted to help the girl, they could do it behind the scenes and say, hey, we've got some connections here. You know, let's at least find out what's going on. There's no concern under their conversation. What there is judgment. And that's what is felt by Britney. And that's the thing. It's like you can say, oh, I just feel so sorry for her. Do you? Because it really feels like you just want to...
I do. I feel very sorry for her. But you
That's
know why?
fine,
Because
but you're not the Osbournes.
I'm not, but she's an example of you can have all the fame and the money in the world, and you're going to tell me that Britney Spears has a good life.
I mean, who knows? You don't know.
You're right, I don't. But again, like Faith said, she doesn't look like she's operating on all four cylinders.
Maybe she's not.
And when you're dancing with knives on the internet and you've got a clear drug history of mental problems and drug problems, that's not good optics.
Okay. All right.
So somebody should be concerned there.
There's an issue there. I mean, I think we can all agree that there's something off. There's something off with Britney. All right? If you're as powerful and connected as the Osbournes, why is this fodder for conversation at all in the public? If you really care about it, help her. Get one of your connections to find out if she's doing all right. That's what I don't like about it. I felt like underneath it, it's sort of like this, oh, this poor pathetic thing. Let's talk about how pathetic she is. You know, that's unnecessary, I guess is what I'm saying.
Doug brings up a good point. If anybody's going to understand what it's been like to be on drugs and out of your mind for years, it's Ozzy Osbourne. So he can come from a relative, he can relate there, and probably has seen this behavior, you know, in a different way. But
just the whole thing was spawned by somebody asking Kelly Osbourne if she would do TikTok dances, and she turns her nose up at it like it's the stupidest thing she's ever heard, and then they start talking about Britney. How is Britney not going to take that personally as an insult?
But this is something where we're back to, here's where we are with a social media world. The Osbournes were on their social media platform talking to their audience. And because everything is out there for everyone to see, now their audience also becomes Britney's audience and everybody else. So they were having a conversation with their audience. And then she saw it.
Okay, well, that's what you risk when you're doing something in public. That the person that you're crapping on is going to hear it and see it.
Correct. And again, we go back to the problem of social media ruining everything. Because if you were bullied as a kid, you could go home and get away from it. Now you can't. 7:39 on your Morning Blitz. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick, I'm Lewis, and Kevin. Congratulations picking up those tickets to check out Avatar. Caller number 63. When he heard 3 Days Grace Just Like You, which just played, and now September 11th, Wednesday at the Newport, he has plans, and that will be to check out Avatar.
We still have Dirty Honey tickets. Man, we just got tickets on galore this week.
We do. What can kill you in seconds?
All right. Well, listen, guys, we've got, I guess it's my turn here. We're going to do a topic here that I found very interesting on Reddit when we were on vacation back a couple weeks ago. It got a ton of response, and it was so fascinating, I couldn't stop reading it. The topic: what's something most people don't realize will kill you in seconds? And the very first answer is brake checking a semi.
Oh, I would have thought it would have been gas station sushi. But
that's a good one.
I thought maybe a beheading, but...
brake checking a semi. They say that is the worst idea you can come up with on the freeway, that semis cannot stop fast enough. And then they went on to go story after story about people who have been in tangles with semis and an actual death from a brake checking situation.
Now, why would you do that anyway?
Because people are jerks on the road. They just are.
You're just to be a jerk?
Well, if you get cut off by a semi and your only response is to just jam in front of them and brake check them.
So we're talking about like a road rage incident.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the last thing I ever want to brake check, even in my truck.
Yeah, and then let me give you a couple others so you can get to thinking about what may kill you in seconds that people don't realize. Kind of an obvious one, doing any kind of electrical work. You can get killed in seconds doing electrical work that goes sideways. Another thing is playing in enclosed spaces, like at the trunk of a car. With oxygen depletion, you can be gone pretty quickly. So yeah, those are, I thought something like getting into a trunk during hide and seek with a kid, closing the trunk, oxygen depletion, boom, can take you out.
Oh my gosh.
I'll bring it up because it's been known to happen and because, well, let's be honest, I'm the one with questionable morals on the show. But people who like to be strangled when action's taking place. If you do that wrong, it can go very badly.
Ask Michael Hutchins.
Ask Michael Hutchins from INXS.
Right. Yeah, that's one. Doug texted in and said Kelly can kill you in less than 2 seconds. I don't know why made him say that.
I don't think I could, but I appreciate your confidence.
Do you have like the death touch or something?
I don't think so.
Tony Cook texted in. He said, I drive a semi for a living, and I have had a lot of people do that to me. They don't realize that we weigh upwards of 80,000 pounds when we are fully loaded. I asked a guy one time, I said, do you have a death wish? We cannot stop when you guys do that to us, and we will run you over.
Think about the tragic school bus incident that happened earlier in the year, where that semi couldn't stop, and it ran through the SUV that was in front of it.
Mm-hmm. They said slipping in the shower. People, boom, gone.
Slip in the shower.
Slipping in the shower.
Adam said telling your wife to calm down can kill you in seconds.
Answering yes to, does my butt look big in these jeans?
Yes.
Shane said a lot of people don't realize a tablespoon of water can kill you in seconds, and that's all it takes to drown.
How about this one? Things under huge amounts of tension, like boat lines, garage door springs, various other cables or springs used in industrial settings.
Yeah.
They can, this person said, they can send you back to the character select in an instant.
Wow. Yeah. If you didn't think about that.
Makes sense.
Well, I mean, you could slice that stuff if it snaps will slice through you, too.
Oh, yeah. Cut you right in half. Rocket said, call your wife by a different name during sex. Oh. That'll get you killed in seconds. Rebecca said heroin.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Sometimes you chase the dragon and the dragon catches you.
What about a python? Or not a python, a cobra. Won't that do it? A cobra bite?
Oh, it gets you right away?
There's several snakes that can...
But I'm talking about like in seconds. Like you get bit, you're done. There's nothing that's going to stop it.
Maybe. You know what else will do it? Blood clot.
Blood clot. All right.
Somebody said falling from a regular standing height. Like if you're falling from a regular... Not high up in the air,
it's
just
like
from a regular...
standing on the ground.
And then somebody said their very first high school boyfriend died that way, climbing up on the hood of a car. He slipped and fell and died.
Just the way he hit his head?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. If you hit your head, if you fall the wrong way, certainly that could get the job done.
You just don't think of that if you're standing on the hood of a car. You're so close to the ground.
Ooh. Doug said, I saw a video from China of a guy in a paper mill, and there were these two big rolling pins. He got his hand caught in it, but it pulled him through and crushed him in a split second.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah, Casey said, I feel like all these deaths have happened in the Final Destination movie. Some of them, yes. Oh, we keep getting the wife ones. Telling your wife to quit acting like her mother will get you killed in seconds. Yeah, I know. Yes, Rebecca, I know there's a big difference between a python and a cobra.
What is it? I would never know that.
A python and a cobra?
Yeah, I think is it cobra has fangs, a python just doesn't a python just suffocate?
Yeah, the python's a big long snake that wraps around its victim.
Cobra
doesn't have venom that will kill you.
Cobra does the Cobra Kai thing, like whoosh.
Yeah, and it's got the wide.
Yeah,
you can open the back. It's got its
venom sprayers
symbol on its back, and yeah. But you can't eat its heart. We found that out. So
somebody said mixing meds.
Yeah,
the wrong med mix.
Definitely, that'll do it.
Yep.
Metallica, 7:50. It's the Morning Blitz. Dick, Kelly, Lewis. What can kill you in 20 seconds? Things that we do on a regular basis that you might not know. Tara Lynn says, my grandma told me the story of somebody who tripped, fell, knocked themselves out, and their face was in a little mud puddle, and they drowned.
Oh, wow. And a tiny look. Yes, just a small amount of water.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is dangerous.
Yeah, I remember as a kid, my friend said they were at some creek, and his dad was upset that he was in the water, and he goes, well, it's only like a foot deep, and he goes, you can drown on a teaspoon of water, boy. I'll never forget that.
Teaspoon.
Donald said a toddler who leaves their toys out could kill you in a second.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Your feet.
I don't know about toys, but you step on a Lego, you might feel like you're going to die within seconds.
Brutal. I was wrong about the cobra. It can take 2 to 6 hours to die from a cobra bite.
Okay.
However, a blue sea dragon, which is a sea slug, seconds.
Tara said horseback riding. Brian from Newark said certain jellyfish can kill you quickly if they bite you too.
The box jellyfish in seconds can kill you. Also a puffer fish.
Beth says a trampoline. She had a best friend who was jumping on a trampoline, fell off, broke his neck, and died. Whoa!
Jason said being a tow truck driver operator trying to load someone on the side of the road. Yeah, I know a guy that was fixing his car that almost died and he ended up losing a leg because he got hit on the side of the road trying to adjust his car. Like, that's some evil stuff.
There's this little frog. His entire body's orange. His arms and legs are blue. And he's only like 2 inches long, from South America. It's called a poison dart frog. He will end you instantly.
Roger said his friend's 16-year-old died from doing a slam dunk in basketball. Went up, ended up falling on his head.
Man, that's it. That's all it takes. That's why, it's like, as young, we'd get in fights in school and stuff and whatever, but now people want to get in fights. It's like, man, you hit somebody, they fall, hit their head on a curb and die, you're going to prison. It's not worth it. It's really not, man.
I threw this up on our Facebook wall for anybody who wants to comment as well. Janine said, driving like morons. Yes. And also Jamie said, if you live in Lancaster, fentanyl.
Yeah, that's pretty much statewide, I think.
Yeah.
John said, Grandma told me not to shower during a lightning storm.
I've heard that, too. That's an old wives' tale, I think.
It's not true?
I don't know. Is it true?
I mean, I feel like if the lightning comes through your window and hits you while you're in the shower, it's not going to be good.
Well, how about if you're out of the shower? It's also not going to be good.
Well, no, but I mean, I'm saying I think people do survive, but if you're in the shower soaking wet, I think that's going to make it a hell of a lot worse.
It's a conductor.
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sean and Jeff, your mom, if you talk back to her, don't clean your room.
Oh, listen, it's getting hit by the Sketcher stomp.
That'll do it.
Yard darts.
Yard dart. Those were weapons.
Ooh.
Those were the greatest thing ever, man.
Yeah.
The jarts?
Or a wiffle ball bat. Take a wiffle... Not the red one. Not the, kiddie wiffle ball bat. You take a yellow wiffle ball bat to the side of the head, that's going to leave a mark.
Caleb said farm equipment can ruin your day in seconds.
All right.
Yeah, we've got a lot of, smoking crack, doing heroin, all that stuff.
Your teenage kids.
Yeah.
Somebody said that they know somebody who died from huffing back in the day. Remember when people used to huff?
The whipped cream can?
Yeah.
If you overdo it, I guess you can OD on about anything.
Yeah.
All right, you posted this on the Facebook page?
I did. It is up there for your enjoyment. Feel free to comment and continue.
And now, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
5 Columbus police officers who were involved in the deadly shooting near the Republican National Convention this week in Where is it? Milwaukee. Yeah, my gosh, I'm blanking. In Milwaukee. Okay, so there was this deadly shooting. It involved a man who had 2 knives and was acting aggressively and threatening another person. And there were 5 Columbus officers who fired shots that killed the guy. They're all on leave during the investigation. But because of this incident, authorities in Wisconsin have issued a brand new security policy for the rest of the Republican National Convention, which it ends tonight. All out-of-town police units are now being accompanied by a local police officer through the end of the convention. Milwaukee residents are really angry about the fact that these Columbus police officers were patrolling a mile away from the convention area that they were sent there to secure. They're like, what are you doing a mile away? So Milwaukee police officials say, hey, we did not intend to use non-Milwaukee officers on assignments where they would be interacting with residents. It was mainly meant for the convention. So there's a little bit of an issue there that they had out-of-town police officers who ended up in a fatal shooting with a resident. So it's just an interesting situation. It's all going to be part of that investigation. Well, this is a huge downer. But you know the movie ticket site Fandango? I don't know if you buy. Yes. I buy my movie tickets on Fandango all the time.
Sure.
The man who founded Fandango jumped off the 20th floor of a Manhattan hotel Tuesday.
That will kill you in seconds.
Michael Klein was 64 years old. He left Fandango in 2011 and was the current chair of the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation. He's survived by his wife and 6 children. TMZ reports he did leave a brief suicide note. Well, the mayor of Paris has done it. Anne Hidalgo took a swim in the Seine yesterday to prove that it's clean enough to host some Olympic swimming events. Up to this point, river samples have come back with way too much E. coli to be safe for swimmers. But yesterday, Anne Hidalgo led a group of about 100 people into the water for a dip, a swim. They all looked like they were having a great time. Now, until very recently, this river was still failing water quality tests. And they will be, testing the water daily because they're doing the swimming leg of the triathlon in the Seine as well as open water swimming events. If the E. coli tests are not satisfactory, they will, I guess, eliminate the swimming leg of the triathlon, which is bizarre. And then they're going to move the open water swimming events to somewhere else. But that's what their plan is in case the E. coli levels are too high. But apparently, as of yesterday, people were swimming around in there like they hadn't a care in the world. They're in Paris. Those are your 3 things.
So AMC theaters, and again, I guess this is probably because so many people aren't going to the movies now, but AMC theaters will be showing Summer Olympic events.
Oh, hey, that's cool.
You can go get a ticket for an event, if you want to go watch the gymnastics or, the USA basketball games, you can see them at various AMC theaters. They said about 160 of their U.S. theaters, so we'll have some here. You can even rent an entire theater. Maybe you have a gymnastics class of girls, and the instructors and the girls, you all want to go get a theater and watch the U.S. gymnasts when they compete. You could do that. So just thought I'd mention that if you're that into it.
Yeah,
there are people that are.
Yeah, and I mean, good on that. They need to get somebody. They got to figure out a way to get somebody in the theaters. So
this is true. 8:08 on your Morning Blitz with Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. Good morning. Dirty Honey. We just announced this show Monday, correct?
Yes, that's right. Actually, I think we announced it Tuesday.
Yeah. They'll be at the Bluestone Friday, September 20th. Tickets go on sale this morning at 10, but we've got a pair that you could win. Before that happens, you just got to listen for 3 Doors Down Kryptonite when you hear it. Be caller, I guess it's or do you want to do it?
22.
Yeah.
22.
I like that number, 22.
100, caller 122.
No,
just 22.
Just 22.
1-800-821-9970. Can we talk about Kelly's dinner yesterday?
Oh, you mean my lunch?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
We should.
Your lunch, your dinner.
I suppose it was. It did end up being lunch and dinner.
You are a savage. Who does this?
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Go ahead, tell everybody what you did.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to hear about it now?
Right
all right.
Fire it out there.
All right. Well, Lewis was asking me off the air earlier whether there was ever a time do you ever go through these times where you're just like really hitting fast food locations? It's becoming sort of your life is just eating fast food. That never happens to me. I never eat fast food. I just don't enjoy it. What I do enjoy is sweets, sugar, donuts, cakes, ice creams, etc. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when I just start on it, then a few weeks later, I am in so hard that that's basically all I'm eating. So, as you'll be able to tell where I'm at in that cycle when I tell you that yesterday I made a box of Ghirardelli double chocolate brownies in an 8x8 pan. I baked those bad boys to perfection to where the edges were really, I just love a really firm, it's between firm and hard. Like it is just a very crispy brownie edge, okay?
Not like burnt, but
not burnt.
Just
yes,
enough.
Just a very,
little
it's
crunch.
the edge.
Just
it's a good brownie
crunch.
edge. So, pull it out, let it cool down. I took a knife to it. I cut around a completely beautiful square, pulled the edges out, and threw the middle part of the brownie away. And I sat there and ate the brownie edge, the full 8x8 brownie edge for lunch. And it was spectacular. It was spectacular. I did try to make it right later on when I tried to eat a salad, but I was still so full from the brownie edges, I had to pitch the salad. So that's where we are, folks.
Okay.
I mean, to me, it's like, why am I wasting my time on the middle part of a brownie? Charlie doesn't eat brownies. He's not going to eat any of it. All I want are the edges, so why don't I eat all the edges?
I would have ate all of the middle.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't bring it in for you. It kind of was trashed a little bit, just really hacking out the edges.
I like a good crispy brownie edge.
Yeah, it's so good.
But
that was a great lunch. It was so good.
I mean, it's quite healthy, too.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like I need to take a step back and figure some things out here with my nutrition.
What was your dinner yesterday? The entire edge of a pan of brownies.
Like not all the time.
All the way around.
Not the whole pan. I'm not a glutton.
How far in are we going?
Not far.
Like an inch?
No, I'm going into where it starts getting soft.
Okay.
So it's not even an inch.
Not
it's
even
probably
an inch.
maybe half to 3/4 of an inch.
Okay. All right, an 8-inch pan. All right.
I'd say that it was probably added up to a couple or few good-sized brownies.
Couple or few.
Yeah. It was great.
It was like 2 or 7. I mean,
you know what? You do you, though.
Yeah, no, I know. That didn't really get me as much as the fact you threw the whole good, awesome middle away.
I did.
Of the pan of brownies.
I used a spatula and scooped it right out into the trash.
Oh my gosh. That is terrible.
Why? I'm saving myself all the rest of those calories. I felt like I was being smart and I thought I was being health conscious.
And then you couldn't eat the salad. That was the definition of you spoiled your dinner.
Oh my gosh, a couple of bites of that salad, my stomach started hurting.
It's the Morning Blitz, 826, Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. Your go-to food if you know you're just going to eat crap. Because Kelly made a pan of brownies, ate the end, and threw the rest of the way, which is somewhat criminal.
All the edges, all around an 8-inch square pan, every single side, the edges were eaten, and the middle was thrown in the garbage.
That is just wrong.
The method texted in and said, for him or her, I'm not sure, method, it's a box or two of macaroni and cheese.
All right.
Okay.
That sounds good.
I
like it cold out of the fridge, though. Mac and cheese.
Really?
Yeah, cold out of the fridge.
Why? I'm not surprised. Pizza, right? I mean, pizza's just...
See, I don't feel like pizza is eating bad.
I don't either. I don't feel like that's
my God.
No. I'm with you, Lewis. I'm with you.
You're eating bread and cheese.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Lewis. That is dinner.
That is dinner.
I understand
That's a delicacy.
that.
I understand. Shut the front door.
We're thinking about what are you shame eating?
Yeah, if I'm shame eating,
what are you shame eating?
I'm going to get a big bucket of fries.
Okay, well, that's dinner.
No. Pizza, fries, 2 different levels.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's a box. Oh my gosh.
It is.
Come on.
Yeah, I am in full 100% agreement.
Look up the most fattening
For all
foods
the
out there.
people
Pizza is up near the top of every list.
Here's the thing. For all the people who think Kelly and I don't like each other, there's one instance that might come up per week or every couple days
where we disagree. Who cares?
But
we love each other. We're total bros here.
I would say a solid 90% of the time, we are often on the same page.
We agree with each other. That's right.
Like right now, this pizza thing, we
I'm
are
sorry, pizza's
collectively
very fattening.
together.
Pizza is very fattening.
It doesn't matter. There are tons of dinners that are very fattening. I'm talking about a shame-eating situation where you're eating something that you don't really want anybody else to know about because it's so embarrassing.
Yes. Well, if I eat the whole pizza...
Okay, I guess you could shame eat pizza if you really want to,
But that's where, we're talking
die
about
on this hill.
Your ice cream thing.
Yeah.
Or we're talking.
Well,
okay. I'm going to go to Cheesecake Factory and spend $30 on a cheesecake and eat half of it in one sitting.
Yeah, that's what we're talking here.
Yeah.
Shame eating.
Half a dozen.
But
chocolate-covered, cream-filled Long Johns.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. What I'm saying, if I sit down and I have 2 or 3 slices of pie and I mean pizza for dinner, I ain't shamed in that. Not feeling bad about it at all.
One time I took half of a pumpkin pie from Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Sat down with the pie pan.
No whipped cream?
No, a giant thing of whipped cream. And just sprayed that thing down with whipped cream and ate it.
See?
A half of a pumpkin pie.
Absolute. Pumpkin's the best pie.
It's so good.
Pumpkin is the best pie.
Kelly, if you're just tuning in, what got us on this topic was Kelly made a pan of brownies. She ate the whole outer edge that was kind of, almost a little bit crunchy. That was, done more than, and she threw the middle out.
Yep.
And but that was her dinner. She ate so much she couldn't even have a salad later. So that's why we were asking this. And a lot of people, we had several texts about this brownie brittle.
Yeah.
Yeah, brownie brittle. I've never had it. I need to find some.
Lewis, you said you've had it?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And it's basically the outer edge of brownie bites.
Essentially, yeah. It's in the bag and you seal it.
Is it like a cookie?
Kind of. It's like a hard cookie. But it tastes just like the edge of a brownie. It's pretty good.
It sounds good.
Tony Cook said eating a giant bowl of Fruity Pebbles for dinner at any night. Yes,
I've done that.
That's acceptable on this. That's we're talking about if you go to McDonald's, you throw down the double quarter pounder fries and you skip the Diet Coke and go straight for the chocolate shake.
Yes. Now there's a good shame eating meal.
How is that any different than eating a pizza?
Because the Diet Coke makes it healthy at the other
But you didn't get the Coke, you got the milkshake.
That's where the shame comes in.
Terry said, me too, Kelly. Sweets for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yes, for sure. Jeff says, I agree with Kelly. The only good part of the brownie is the edge. Thank you, Jeff.
Roger said you're a monster savage, wasting perfectly good sweetness in the middle.
Annie said, why didn't you bring the rest of those brownies in for your coworkers? I'm like, I feel like it's kind of gross to bring in a pan of brownies with no edges. That's a weird look, right? If I'm looking at that, I'm like, I'm not touching that. Who ate the good parts out?
I would say thank you.
Matt hitting the nail on the head, ate the family-sized Stouffer's meatloaf and continued to drink the gravy after the fact, was really stoned.
There you go.
Not my greatest moment.
There you go.
That is a great.
Nick agrees with you. Think that massive amounts of ice cream in one sitting is his ultimate shame.
Oh, I can do it. I could eat a whole half gallon of that cookies and cream homemade brand ice cream.
Doug says Fruity Pebbles with crushed up graham crackers.
Oh,
that's interesting.
Right.
You ever mix and match cereal?
No, like a suicide drink, soda.
Yeah,
are you gonna mix cereals together?
You might throw a couple of different things in together to get one fantastically tasty bowl of something.
Wow, that's interesting. What would be a good mix?
Yeah, you'd have to really match it properly.
Yeah, you could. I mean, it can be done.
Like mix Fruity Pebbles with Captain Crunch instead of Crunch Berries.
Yeah, because then you'd have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich if you did the peanut butter Captain Crunch and the Fruity Pebbles. Now you got peanut butter and jelly kind of vibe happening there. I've done this before where, you know what? I'm going to take Wheaties and maybe I'll throw some the Honey Nut Cheerios on top said Wheaties, and now I've got a little, ensemble happening there.
All right. Okay.
Popcorn Pam says, all I know is now I'm hungry.
Yeah, that happens. That does happen from time to time. Anyway.
Josh says family bucket of KFC chicken just for me. Shame. There it is.
8:41 on your morning Blitz. Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. Congratulations to James Roberts of Hilliard picking up those tickets to see Dirty Honey September 20th.
He lives right around the corner from me.
Oh, yeah.
How about
I've never
that?
met him, but
We should have asked him if he's the one who flies the drone.
Or is he the middle finger flag guy?
Oh, could that be the guy?
No, he's not on that street.
Okay.
But he's probably seen the middle finger flag.
Yeah.
Maybe he knows him. Maybe
Is that thing still flying?
It's still there.
Still flying.
It has not moved. Somebody's mad at somebody in the neighborhood.
Classy move. Bravo.
We'll have more Dirty Honey tickets tomorrow.
Yeah. And we're about to get into this woman that went to a board meeting. Spoke about anything she was not there to speak about. But
this is so great.
Is this like a school board meeting or
no, it's like a city
council meeting?
Yeah. Well,
something?
they're meeting about rezoning.
Okay, the zoning commission.
Yeah,
All right.
and she thinks it's just there to speak your mind about whatever you're upset about.
Okay.
All right.
Like
Give her name. Does it give her name?
Yeah. This is. This happened on TikTok. No, it does not give.
Okay. All right. It's funny when you watch the video and the people behind her that are sitting down who understand what's going on, and they're laughing and burying their faces in their hands. And so, here's what it sounded like.
Ma'am, we're discussing the rezoning for the Portillos. Do you have any comments on that?
For what?
We're discussing the rezoning on 53rd for...
Well, I live on 63rd. Well, I don't like Facebook, and I don't like the internet because I can't find a job. The library blocked my password. Now tell me, does that make any sense to you?
Ma'am, we're not here to discuss your personal life. I'm sorry. Do you have any comments about the rezoning?
No, sir. Have a good day.
And that was it. She walks away.
I've seen that before. I saw that. That's old.
That's an old.
That's an old video. Yeah, it's just probably maybe 5-6 years ago. But
Are you serious?
It's worth playing again. I'm not. I don't say it to criticize. A poor woman. She just needed someone to talk to.
But she's an old lady, though.
What's a Portillo?
She's not that old. I mean, she doesn't look that old in the video.
Will someone tell me what a Portillo is? The guy said that's what they were there to talk about. Portillos. What's Portillos?
I have no idea.
I'm just curious. Oh, well. Anyway, maybe that's not the point of the video, but I've never heard of that before.
All I could think about was some of those town hall meetings in Parks and Rec. People just get up and say the most ridiculous
absolutely
thing.
perfect. That is what they did at all those meetings, those community meetings.
It was hysterical. I got a couple of them here.
Please remember, this is a government project. We need to refrain from corporate promotion and religious items. Who'd like to start?
I think we should put it in the Bible.
Great.
My dog went to one of your parks and ate another dog's feces, and I'm going to sue you for that.
Yes.
I've been eating lasagna and muffins every day of my life for 40 years, and I feel terrible.
Right.
What's so bad about corn syrup? It's natural. Corn's a fruit. Syrup comes from a bush.
Oh, boy.
Yep. So I'm at town hall meetings. People just get up saying the most ridiculous things.
Oh, that show's worth a rewatch. I might have to start that up again today. Oh, I love Parks and Rec.
Oh, there was one where this nurse was doing a presentation. He's like, "Are you really a nurse? Do we know you?" She's like, "I promise you I'm a nurse." And he goes, "Well, my friend thinks you're cute, and you're going to need to give me your phone number for him." I'm like, what?
Oh, okay. Travis says Portillo's is a beef and hot dog restaurant. So I guess they were trying to zone for a new restaurant that called Portillo's. I got it. I thought it was some kind of structure called a Portillo that I'd never heard of. Portillo's. All right. Chicago restaurant. Yes, a bunch of people. Jake, Chris, Travis. Thank you so much for the texts.
Have either of you ever been to a meeting like this?
No.
I've been to a city council meeting when early in my radio days, I was like a news reporter or whatever. So I went to certain things like that, like city council meetings.
Okay, so
I have
as your job.
As my job. Yeah,
right.
I've been to those.
And did you ask questions?
Never.
No.
Never. I was only brave enough to bring in a tape recorder, not brave enough to ask the questions.
Yeah, I've never been to a city council meeting. Maybe I've been to a city council meeting, but I've never participated in anything. I've just kind of like sat in and watched some stuff.
So I'm sure there are like neighborhood civic associations or HOAs probably have meetings and like this. I'd like to be at some of those. I'm sure some of those.
There is a lot, especially like a small town drama situation where the entire community gets involved. It is. There was something that happened like that in Johnstown several years ago, and it was wild. The accusations, the peccadillos of everyone involved. People were like, "Well, you slept with my wife." Well, literally, it gets like so crazy like that.
Oh wow!
It's worth
so
going.
all the dirt comes
all the
out.
dirt comes out, baby.
That's what happens when you let the whores out of town. 8:50 on your morning blitz. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick. I am Lewis, and Tom Morello, much like so many others these days, seems to have some issues with his fans.
Man, he does. Well, they have issues with him, and he's just correcting them. I feel bad for him because they're coming at him with a bunch of misinformation. These fans, and it was about several different things. The discussion primarily that started the whole thing, and I don't know why, because it was old news, but his fans were upset because Rage required fans to be vaccinated in order to attend a 2022 concert, which was a reunion run, and so they were just giving him all kinds of crap. And I don't know why they're doing it now. 2 years later, it seems so silly to me. But they said that they enforced COVID-19 policies at their shows. And Morello said, no offense, but you're an effing idiot. Rage Against the Machine has played 19 shows in the last 13 years, and 0 of those shows required vax. Please pass this along to your idiot friends, por favor. And then another guy countered and said the Chicago show you did at the United Center had COVID guidelines requiring vaccination or proof of a negative test, and you're acting as if that didn't happen. He said, 100% incorrect. When we booked the tour and sold the tickets, it was pre-pandemic, so no vax requirement. When venues opened during COVID, some had requirements. We played 0 shows during this time. 0. When we eventually played these shows, including the United Center, all restrictions at all the venues we played had been lifted. Here are my words. No Rage fan was ever required to present anything other than a ticket to see the band. Up on further review, fact-checking here, while the venue once had COVID guidelines in place, those guidelines had been lifted by the time Rage Against the Machine played at that center in Chicago.
Well, you have to get so sick of hearing the same lies about yourself over and over again that you just, at some point, you got to say something.
All those venues, though, when everything reopened in 2021, all those venues had that in place.
Yeah, I know. We had all of our venues here. If you wanted to go to a show, you either had to be vaccinated or you had to show proof of a negative test. But by the summer of 2022,
that was done.
Yeah, that stuff was all over with.
It was just that first group of shows, I think, through the winter of that, from 2021 into the early winter of 2022. Mm-hmm. All those first shows were like that.
Yeah. So then that prompted another guy. He's like, well, I got to get him on something. So he jumps up and, he's typing online, says he called out Rage Against the Machine for playing the Democratic National Convention back in 2000, stating that they rage for the machine. Once again, Tom had to correct him. He said, we didn't play the convention. We played a protest against the convention across the street from where it was happening at the Los Angeles Staples Center in 2000. You guys are so stupid. And that's true. They did. They played a free concert right out there in the protest zone, and they were protesting the Democratic National Convention. Police even had to declare the concert an unlawful assembly, and when they tried to disperse the crowd, it resulted in chaos. You can actually see some of the footage from that chaos. They have a DVD called Live at the Grand Olympic Auditorium, and some of that footage from that chaos in LA is in that DVD. So once again, but I'm sitting here reading this going, man, look what he's dealing with. And we're not on the level of fame as Tom Morello, and we see the stuff, and it just goes to show how much misinformation is out there that people just spread constantly, nonstop. Doesn't it drive you insane?
Sure.
I mean, I see stuff all the time, and I look and I go, I absolutely know that's not true. Whether it's political or otherwise, anything. It doesn't matter what the topic is. But I definitely see stuff, and I know for a fact it's not true. And I'm like, I want to say something. I'm like, what's the point?
I just can't get worked up over stuff like that. I can't. If it's not my fight, I cannot get worked up over it.
Well, there's this thing that started in 2004 called MySpace. It graduated to Facebook and then TikTok and Instagram.
Twitter and all of it.
Problem is, someone sees something there. It's online. It must be true.
Right.
and then it becomes fact whether it is or not.
But when are people going to realize that? Are they ever going to wake up and go, okay, I can't believe everything I read here?
Look how excited you were to show me the Superman suit.
I know. I got screwed.
Right.
I got fooled.
So you're not the only one that happens to.
I know, but
because you want to believe something, and you want to see something, and you want it to be real, and then you get fired up. So it's real.
I know, and I understand that. Like when people trying to do that but why? I didn't think somebody would fake a Superman suit. What the hell is that for?
Clickbait.
Okay, that makes sense, and they got me to click on it.
Right.
And
hey, I posted the new Superman suit. 17 million people. Look at that. I made money.
Damn it.
Yeah.
And anybody can do it at any moment of any day.
Geo-targeting is a big thing. There are people that will put stuff when they post it so it says a certain word. So if you go into your Google search and you search, like, let's say Kelly wants to know about brownie batter or brownie brittle. Mm-hmm. If I'm a brownie brittle store and I put Columbus in my thing and Kelly is sitting in Columbus and she searches brownie brittle, my store might be the first one that pops up. So, cool, I'll click on that. I'll buy my brownie brittle there. Like, it's just, everybody's trying to make a buck.
We got a text from somebody that says, I may or may not have had a fake vaccination card that I used to get into shows with.
Sure, you were not the only one.
Oh my gosh, Doug just said, I cannot tell you how many posts I have seen saying that Jack Black said the stuff about Trump that Kyle Gass actually said.
Mm-hmm.
Man, how does it get so... And, I used to... When I talk about social media, I used to think back to high school. When you would walk into high school in the morning, all right, 7:30 in the morning, and somebody would tell you a rumor. And by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, that rumor had blown up into the most ridiculous story, completely different than what you heard at 7 in the morning. It's no different online.
Here's what I will say about the whole Jack Black thing and the whole Tenacious D thing. And again, I am not saying what Kyle Gass said was in any way, shape, or form appropriate. However, there's been a certain segment that has been anti-canceling everybody until all of a sudden the message that segment didn't like got said, and now they want to cancel that side.
Well, I mean, that they're just fighting fire with
that's
fire.
That's what I'm saying. So you can't...
and then it just gets worse and worse and worse.
Right. That's my point. Yeah. So... We can't all... You don't throw stones... What's the old saying? Don't throw stones.
Cast stones
from living in a glass house. If you're going to do the same thing, like, the whole thing needs to be... if you're going to get rid of cancel, it needs to be... You can't get canceled for anything.
We need to cancel culture.
Correct.
Joseph Leonard said, even legit things... People will call misinformation if it's not aligning with their politics.
Sure. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even hear about this. Mary said, clickbait got my husband for the new Goonies 2 movie. It was a total fake. Yeah, there's no Goonies 2.
No.
I would have known about that.
You guys, have you ever been fed ads for, like, games that you can get in the App Store?
Yes.
Like games, and the game, you'll get it because it looks cool,
right.
and it's nothing like the ad.
Yeah, absolutely.
That happens to me all the time. But I am playing Sneaky Sasquatch now on Apple Arcade. It is the greatest game.
Sounds like
Sneaky Sasquatch?
Sounds like something you find on the hub.
I love Sneaky Sasquatch so much. I'm in a free Apple Arcade trial right now. I may go pop on a...
How much does it cost?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Apple Arcade.
Okay.
Sneaky Sasquatch is so fun, you guys.
While you're Netflix and chilling, you can pop on a Sneaky Sasquatch.
Yes.
Got it.
By the way, Prime deal.
Yeah.
Got a bundle, PS5, 2 controllers, controller charger, and college football 25. Got it all. Will be at my house Saturday.
What bottom line it for me?
$560.
$560. All right.
For the
Do you
and
feel
that's
happy?
with the disc. That was with the disc, the CD-ROM drive. It just came with it. I didn't have a choice. Well, I talked to my son about it. He's got it with the disc. He said he likes it. It's not necessary, but it's good to have if you want it. The game that comes with it is the disc.
Sorry,
so I needed it.
Sorry, Mrs. Thick, and have to put that dinette set on hold for a little while longer.
I don't have to. No, I don't. It was.
Are you kidding? This guy's rolling in winnings from his fantasy football.
He's not spending it.
Right. So I can still get
I love it. I'm happy that you got that.
I finally
You've been
bought
wanting
myself
it for
something.
Yes. I'm really pleased about this.
You were talking about the guy over here with $500 in his wallet and goes, I ain't spending $6 on a value meal now. Used to be $3.
Damn right.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Columbus police looking for a pair of juveniles who vandalized Bishop Reedy High School. Authorities say the suspects broke a window to get into the building off Eakin Road at about 1 a.m. on July 13th. They damaged vending machines, spilled paint in the art department, and threw things on the floor in other rooms. The cost of the damage estimated at $10,000. What do we think? A few weekends in juvie for that, plus restitution? You got to get a job? You little juvenile punks got to get a job and pay that back? I don't know.
Yeah,
it's all fun and
something.
games until you go to juvie. Okay? All right, children. A 16-year-old girl was rescued on a beach in San Diego after a hole she was digging in the sand collapsed on her and buried her up to her neck. The teen was trapped in about 8 feet of sand, just 20 feet from the water as high tide approached Tuesday evening. So she's waiting on high tide to come in. She's buried up to her neck in sand. They call 911, and firefighters, park rangers, and lifeguards all started furiously digging. A huge crowd formed around about 15 minutes. I mean, how hard is that to dig out sand? That's tough.
It is.
It's really tough. It took them about 15 minutes, all of them combined, and they did have the girl out, and she was fine. She was checked out by rescue workers and was not injured. But I guarantee you she'll never be digging holes in the sand again.
This was just a topic, like a few days ago, I was listening to somebody on TV talk about this. Like, you definitely don't want to dig too deep on a beach.
Yeah.
Because it can be a bad ending.
It's just like it's the thing to do. Want to build a sandcastle? Want to dig a hole?
Let's bury Dad in the sand. You know, just don't go down more than a foot and a half. You know.
Yep. Well, and you may already know this, Thick, but I hadn't heard it before. A film adaptation of the Kiefer Sutherland series 24 is in early development. Yeah. Now, Variety is reporting just scant details. In fact, they're saying there are no details about the plot, or even if Kiefer Sutherland will return. He has to be back, or else who's going to go see this movie? 24, of course, ran for 9 seasons, earning almost 70 Emmy nominations and 20 wins.
Oh.
I mean, that's an excellent show.
It's not 24 without
It's
Kiefer.
not. You can't do a movie without Kiefer.
I know. They tried to, groom his replacement with him in it, and it's like, no, he's got to be in it. Actually, if it comes back, he should be the president at this point.
Oh, yeah.
He really should.
Right.
I mean, this dude is the greatest American hero of all time, and all they ended up doing was treating him like crap for it. He saved lives after lives after lives, and then he got just screwed over every single
Jack
time.
Bauer.
And he always ended up being like, at least the president always knew, this is my guy. This is the guy we need. He is a hero. He does save lives.
And hear me out. Isn't he kind of like Opie on the Andy Griffith Show, where Andy's always assuming the worst of Opie when really the kid's got a golden heart?
Absolutely.
That's what happened to Jack Bauer. Everyone assumes the worst, but this guy's only trying to save the world.
Yeah,
It's Jack Bauer, sir.
Yes.
The president, though, he had his own demons. He liked a lot of rum, and I don't think he ever hit a curveball once during any of the political baseball games.
Get me Jack Bauer.
Yes.
Immediately.
Yes.
All right, those are your 3 things.
Right here, right now, you are going to face justice.
Oh, he did. He made every one of them pay every time. He might have gotten screwed in the end of a season, but the next season he came back and made them pay every single time. If you have never seen 24 and you're looking for something to binge, do yourself a favor, because it is one of the greatest TV shows ever.